You know, at the very core of any society is a really simple promise. If you fall, we'll be there to help you up. Today, we're going to unpack that promise, that huge system of protection we all know as Social Security.
Just think about it for a second. It's a question that's probably in the back of all of our minds. What actually happens when the paycheck stops coming in? Maybe it's retirement, maybe an unexpected layoff, or a health issue. That financial lifeline can just disappear. So what's the safety net that's supposed to catch us?
Well, here's the answer: Social Security. And it's really important to get this. It isn't a handout. It's a system we all pay into. Honestly, the best way to think about it is like this giant group insurance policy. While we're working, we all chip in a little bit, building up this financial cushion that's there for any one of us when we really need it.
But a system this massive, it didn't just appear overnight. Not even close. It was actually forged over time through economic crises and huge social changes, built piece by piece. Its whole evolution tells this powerful story about how we, as a society, decided to look out for one another.
And you can see a really clear pattern here. It started with these scattered kind of early attempts at welfare. Then some foundational laws came in and created a solid base. After the wars, during the economic boom, things really expanded in a huge way. And today, the system is constantly being reformed, just trying to keep up with our changing world. It's not some static thing. It's more like a living, breathing contract between us all.
Okay, so let's zoom in on what is probably the most famous part of this whole system, providing security for old age. And this is about so much more than just money. It's really about ensuring people have dignity and stability after a lifetime of work.
A perfect, really tangible example of this is a benefit called gratuity. The best way to think of it is like a loyalty bonus. It's a lump sum payment that you earn for long and continuous service with one company. For a lot of people, this is an absolutely critical piece of their retirement puzzle.
So how does it work? It's actually pretty straightforward. First, you just have to work for a required amount of time with your employer. While you're working, your employer is contributing to a special fund for you. And then, when you leave, you get that entire amount paid out in one lump sum. It's a simple concept, right? But it has a huge impact on your financial security down the line.
Of course, life is unpredictable, and we don't just need security when we're old. That safety net also has to be there to catch us if we unexpectedly lose a job. It's meant to be a vital bridge to get you to your next opportunity.
And really effective unemployment support has three main parts. First, obviously, there's the immediate financial help to cover your bills. But just as important, it also includes resources for you to retrain or develop new skills to stay competitive. And finally, it provides actual services to help you land that next job. So you see, it's not just a safety net, it's supposed to be a springboard.
But for all its promises, the system isn't perfect. Far from it. There are some really big challenges and cracks that leave some of the most vulnerable people totally exposed. The safety net, well, it's got some serious holes.
And here's one of the most glaring problems: this deep divide between urban and rural workers. If you're in a city, you typically have much better access to formal support. But out in rural and agricultural areas, that safety net is often frayed, or sometimes it's just not there at all, leaving some of the country's hardest workers completely on their own.
So why do these gaps still exist? Well, it kind of boils down to this toxic mix of problems. First, there's just a simple lack of awareness. So many workers don't even know what rights they have. For the ones who do know, they run into this wall of complicated, bureaucratic procedures. And the officials who are supposed to help, they're often so overworked they can't possibly provide effective oversight. The whole system is just collapsing under its own weight.
So, what's the solution here? The answer isn't just about patching holes anymore. It's about weaving a completely new, much stronger net. The vision is for a fully integrated Social Security scheme, one that's actually built for the realities of today's workforce.
This vision for the future is built on four really powerful ideas. First, universal coverage that finally includes everyone, especially our agricultural workers. Second, radically simplified procedures that anyone, and I mean anyone, can navigate. A huge innovation is portability, which means your benefits follow you from job to job. And finally, it's all managed through a single point of contact, which would get rid of all that confusion and bureaucracy.
Which brings us to the ultimate question. In a world of gig work, remote teams, and constantly changing careers, the old model just isn't going to cut it. So how do we redesign that promise of protection for the dynamic, unpredictable workforce of tomorrow? That is the defining challenge we're facing right now.